Morning. Today is Saturday in Germany, and today I have been driven from Frankfurt to Stuttgart and come to here. This one is the Mercedes-Benz Museum, and yes, I am going to go to Porsche Museum after this one. And let's see, yeah, because I have to drive 2 hours from my hotel to Stuttgart, which that means I have to go on the highway. So I've been on the highway A5, or rather Autobahn A5, A67, and A81. And when I was driving, I clocked 180 kilometers plus high speed. And at one point, I'm reaching 200 kilometers an hour for like 10 seconds because there's some traffic, so I have to slow down. So the Germans are driving really quick. Even though I'm driving 160 kilometers an hour in the middle lane, I still got tailgated. So a lot of people just overtook me by like 200 plus kilometers an hour to my left. And all of those cars, they are station wagon. And the Germans are nuts. They are driving like crazy fast. Because me and the other car, we are like this away from me. So that was really fun to drive on the German Autobahn. Now it's time to see what is inside the museum. So now I am in the Mercedes-Benz Museum, and what you can see here is actually the Mercedes. And those are their very old cars from the 19th centuries, no, actually 20th centuries. And now each of those worth over $1 million. And you might have heard about that, the Mercedes-Benz. But actually, Mercedes and Benz, they are two different companies when they start up. They didn't emerge until the late 20th centuries. So I'm now in the Mercedes Museum, and in this floor is particularly special because it has not one, but 2 and 3 Mercedes 300 SL. And each of these vehicles nowadays, because they are considered as classic cars collections, so each one worth more than $2 million US. So what you can see here is worth over $6 million US just in this small spot. And this one is a classic 300 SL with the gold windows with the classic red interior, and this one is the convertible 300 SL. And this one is a bit special, 300 SLR, which is the racing spec of the 300 SL. You can see the side exhaust, this side and that side as well. And this one should probably worth more than those two. So now this one is getting exciting because we are stepping into the near future. I mean today's. So it's called the new beginning from the Mercedes. So what we have here is a Mercedes-Benz C-Class C350 plug-in hybrid. This one is the plug-in hybrid, so you will charge the car with the electric motor from your home outlet. Plug-in hybrid C350. And then next to this one, we have the Mercedes SLS AMG in electric. See, electric drive, SLS AMG. See the badge, SLS AMG Mercedes-Benz. This one is very powerful. And even though this one looks like a filter cap, it's actually the plug. And this one has 1,000 Newton meters of torque and 750 brake horsepower, which is really a lot. And this one, the green one, is a Mercedes-Benz fuel cell car. Because it's running on the fuel cell, so the carbon dioxide emission is 0 because the output is the water. Zero emission fuel cell. Now here, this one is a special, quite interesting gadget, which this one is going to show you how the electric is going to work. So there's a handle that you can spin it with your hand, and here you can see the charge of the car. This car is going to move. Just let me charge enough. I'm spinning like crazy. Come on, or I'm spinning the wrong direction. Yes. Now the car is going to move, and this one you can actually see how fast the car is going and how much charge the battery has. See, the car is going around and around. And if you let go the handle, this car is going to slow down eventually due to the friction. And let's see it slow down. 75, 65, 60, 55, 50, 45% charge, and the car is going to slow down. And it is 50. This one is the different generations of the Mercedes. It goes from 1953 and all the way to 2015. This one is the latest E-Class model. And let's walk around. And now this generation is a bit familiar because lots of you can watch them on the movies and TV shows. And this one is even more familiar. It's from the 1990s. And this one is from the year 2000. This one should be the E-Class. And this one is a more recent from the year 2003, the E320 CDI, which my father currently has. And this one is the E55 AMG station wagon. Actually, the Germans or the Europeans, they do like station wagon. So, see, it's a E55 AMG station wagon. It's a 5.5 liter V8. And this one is a quite new 2009 year model, Mercedes-Benz, and this one is the latest 2015 year model. This one is the very actual racing Formula 1 car from this year's Malaysian Grand Prix, which is number 6, driven by Nico Rosberg. And this one is the power unit of the Mercedes-Benz. It's a 1.6 liter V6 hybrid turbocharged engine. It puts out, they will never tell you how much actual power they put out because it's the company's secret. So let's look around the car. I do believe they already taken out the engine because they are allowed to change 6 engines in one season. Oh, actually they didn't. They still got the engine, they got the exhaust, 1 big and 2 small on the bottom. And the Mercedes, nowadays, they are doing really, really well on Formula 1, and they regained the title from Red Bull since 2015. And actually, I think 2014. So here I am, the second part of today. I just been to the Mercedes Museum. Now I am at the Porsche Museum at Stuttgart, the same city which gave birth to Mercedes and Porsche. But Porsche may sound fancy, but actually Porsche is now owned by VW. Surprise! Which are the same sort of people who make the Audi, Seat, Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley, and Bugatti Veyron. So what is special about this museum is, I mean, eventually, yes, you can pay for the ticket to go inside. But actually, what is special is this one. You can actually rent one of these Porsche and drive it. And this special model is the Porsche. Let's see. It's the Porsche Carrera here. And then there is another one you can also drive. Is this one. It's the heavily modified Porsche 911. This special model is the GT3 RS. You can rent it for an hour for 120 euro, but unfortunately, it's booked by the person, whatever, I don't know. It's fully booked for the coming 2 weeks. So sadly though, I cannot drive this particular Porsche, and the Porsche have very strict age regulations. So if you are younger than 25 years old, you cannot drive one of these. So it's a shame, but I will come back. And now let's go inside. So I am in front of the Porsche Museum, and the Porsche does attract quite a lot of attention. So now let's take a look about this particular Porsche. This one is a 911 GT3 RS Porsche, and it's heavily modified. It's got the roll cage inside. It doesn't got rear seats. It's got bucket seats, the 4-point harnesses, and then it's got center locking wheels here and a massive caliper. The tire size is the Michelin, what's that? Pilot Sport Cup 2, and is 20 inches. And it also got a rear spoiler, center exhaust, and I think it's 8-speed racing gearbox. So this Porsche is the latest model, and you can actually rent and drive it, but you cannot rent it for the next 2 weeks because it's fully booked. And this one is the standard size Porsche Targa, and it's famous about its top roof, because actually if this one is not a convertible, if it's a hard top, it's the fully glass hard top. This one does have the soft top. And let's see, this one is the standard car, but the rear seats are ridiculously small. The front seat is standard racing bucket seats. It only got 3-point harnesses. Let's see the wheels. This one is also center locking wheels, and the tire size is 20 inches. And this one is a GTS model. It does not got a rear spoiler, which it got a small spoiler here. It is not outrageously like the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. It's got a fixed rear spoiler. So now it's time to get inside. Is what you can actually see when you come inside the Porsche Museum. It has Porsche's history, and there is one particular vehicle is very famous. It's the original of the Porsche, where it starts, and it's this one. This one may look like a VW Beetle, but actually is a Porsche. It's Mr. Ferdinand Porsche built this one in 1950s. But at that time, the VW factory is not yet built, because after the Second World War, VW is taken over by the government. So Mr. Porsche built this very exact car. It looks like the VW Beetle, but it's not. At that time, this one is really a Porsche. But in the 2000 years, around that time, VW does purchase Porsche of all its rights, and Porsche become one of the VW's sub companies. And as we walk by, we can see all the different Porsche racers. That's from really old days. The Formula 1 car, that is the road car, the Cabriolet. And this one, it does look like a tractor, because it is a tractor and it is built by Porsche. And you may not know, Lamborghini has a tractor as well. This is the Porsche police car. See, police. And different model and make of Porsches from all over the years. This one is a Boxer 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. I do apologize, I stopped the video just now because Porsche, it does not only famous for its look, it's also famous for its Boxer engine and rear engine. So this one is a 1980s 944 Porsche. What you are actually seeing is the Boxer engine from the back. This one is, here is the back end of the car, and here is the front end of the car. The silver part is the gearbox, so the power sends from the engine to the gearbox and then goes back to the rear wheels because it's a rear-wheel drive car. Because Porsche is saying it's going to be a 50 to 50 weight distribution. This is a cutaway of a Porsche. So here, at the front, you can see the radiator, the airbox. The engine is a 4-cylinder Boxer engine. And then, as usual, the gearbox is at the back since it's 4-wheel drive, and it's a coupe. And I know it's quite interesting because some of the Porsche, they are front engine, and some of them they are back engine. But this is what makes Porsche special. Coming up, we have different Porsches 911 Turbo from different generation. This one is the very first generation of the Porsche 911, and notice this one does not have the right door mirrors. And this one is the second generation of 911 Turbo. You can hardly see those on the street nowadays because they are considered classic cars and they're very, very expensive. But this one is from the year 2004, and you can still see those Porsches on the street now. And this one is a Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. It's from year 2009. It's gorgeous. And this one is the latest 2013 year model Porsche 911 Turbo S. This one is a hardtop, and it even got central locking wheels. See? And coming right up, this one is the Porsche Carrera GT, which is the same kind of car that kills Paul Walker. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. I miss you guys. I miss you, Paul Walker, about the Fast and Furious. This is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This one is got the roll cage, and most of the interiors are stripped out. This one is not UDC. I never see this kind of Porsche in Canada. It's called Porsche 911 Speedster, whatever. The rear end is a bit funny. And then these are the latest Porsches you can buy now on the market. This one is the Targa 4 GTS, which is 4-wheel drive and has a removable hardtop, I believe. This one is the sedan, is the Panamera GTS. And this one is the famous Cayenne GTS. And what is special about this one is only V8 twin turbo. It used to be a V8, but now because of the EU laws, so they have to make it into V6 and put in 2 turbos. And this one is the Porsche Macan GTS, still V6. This one is the Porsche Cayman GTS. And Porsche's hypercar, almost $1 million, 918 Spider, is the hybrid car. It's got 900 horsepower. You can see the review of Top Gear of Richard Hammond online. So just after I went to the, just after I left Stuttgart, after I finished the Mercedes-Benz Museum and Porsche Museum, I was hit on the highway and go back to Frankfurt, my hotel. But unfortunately, I think it's because on the other day, I flashed out the BMW on 200 kilometers an hour, and the tire is seasonal tire, so it doesn't take it. And then I have no idea why I might hit something sharp, and then the front left tire blew out. So when it was blown out, I was doing 120 kilometers an hour. It was really, really dangerous. But anyway, I put it off. I drive to the side. And then wait for the tow truck. After 1 hour, the tow truck came, and then he drive me and dropped me to the other SIXT rental car location. And then they say they can swap me to another car, which is this one behind me. Yes, I changed the car. It doesn't mean I wanted to. It's just things happened. But everything is covered by my insurance. The tow truck I don't have to pay, the tire I don't have to pay because I got the protection. But I do have to pay for the diesel in the BMW that I didn't fill up. That's quite expensive. Anyway, this is the Audi A6 TDI Quattro. It's 3-liter V6 turbo. And let's walk around. And these scratches are from the previous renter, so I have nothing to do with that. They already give me a contract that is listed everything here, so I don't have to pay because I didn't damage it. And also dual exhaust, TDI Quattro badge, diesel, and those tires, they are good gear on seasonal tires, so they don't have to swap the tire in the winter. And actually this car is pretty good. It can do 240 kilometers an hour, and it's faster than the BMW, but it doesn't got heads-up display. But it can connect to my cell phone and then play the music. That's good. And that's it. That's a wrap for today. And tomorrow I'm going to the Nürburgring. I'm not going to drive on it. I'm going to hire a racing driver on a BMW M3 to drive for me. So I will see you guys tomorrow.